Hi everyone. In this video, I am going to explain the deletion operations in a double linked list at three positions. One is deletion at beginning, another one is deletion at end, another one is deletion at a specific position. I hope you have already watched my previous videos because that will help you understand these concepts more easily. Okay. Now I will draw the notes for better understanding because diagrammatic representation always helps you understand the concepts more clearly. So these are the nodes. So in these nodes, first node have the data 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and address of this first node is 1000, 1100, 1200, 1300, 1400. Next, always the first node, and this field is previous, this field is next, this field is data. So first node previous is none because there is no node to store the address of that node here. Okay, so this will reverse none. Here the next, so 1100 is the address of the corresponding node, that address is stored here. So one link is formed. So in this previous, this address of the node is stored. So that is 1000. Here I will write 1000. Another link is formed. Similarly, the 1200 is stored here, formed one link. This similarly the 1100 is right here. So another link is formed. Similarly 1300 is here, 1200 is here. So two links formed. Okay. Similarly here 1400 is here and 1300 is here. So okay, one link is formed like this, another link is formed like this. In this way you will show the nodes and corresponding nodes addresses everything in a diagrammatical approach. So now first method is deletion at beginning. Deletion at beginning. Now I am going to delete this node. How to delete this node? And always, I told you many times, always first node is refers to head position, that is self dot head. Okay. So first method, deletion at beginning. This will delete. Deletion at beginning. Deletion at beginning. So I will take the help of temp to delete this node. Okay. So for that, temp is equal to self dot head. Temp is equal to self dot head. Now automatically temp will refers the head node, that is first node. Okay. Now first initial fundamental step is If you want to remove the first node, you will shift the head position from this node to this node. So this is already, the name of this node is temp. So temp dot next is 1100. Understand? Temp dot next is 1100. So what is 1100? This one, second node. So you will refer the self dot head is to second node. Self dot head is equal to temp dot next. So now this one is self dot head. Now remove this one. Okay. So now you will remove this link. You will remove this link 1100. How to remove this link? So temp dot next. Now immediately temp dot next is equal to none. Then what happened here? This 1100 will remove, replace it by none already. Here temp dot next is none. So the link will erase. If you observe, there is one more link is there. This one. How to remove this link? What is this one? Self dot head. What is this field? Previous. Previous. This field is previous. So this is previous. So you simply write self dot head dot previous is equal to none. So what happened here? Remove this one, place none, automatically this link will remove. So this node is deleted. Okay, next one, second one. Deletion at end. Deletion at end. Deletion at end. For this, I am going to use two variables. One is temp, another one is temp2. Temp2. You will put any name based on your convenience. Yeah, I forget here what is this one. None. Last one. Okay. So first of all, temp and temp2. Always first node is self dot head. Now temp and temp2. So this one is temp2 and this one is temp. This one is temp. So you can write first node is self dot head. Okay, so that you will write self dot head dot next. Self dot head dot next. Here place the address 1100. Okay. Now observe self dot head dot next is 1100. What is that 1100? This node. So self dot head dot next is 1100. This one is the temp. So for that you will write temp is equal to self dot head dot next. Temp is equal to self dot head dot next. What is this temp to? Self dot head. Temp2 is equal to self dot head. Okay. Now uh, I want to move these two variables to the desired position. So for that I am going to write a while loop, while temp dot next, while temp dot next, while temp dot next is not none, is not none. Check temp dot next is 1200, it is not none. Now temp is moved to the next node. So for that you will write simply temp is equal to temp dot next. And also if it is moved to temp is moved to here, now temp 2 also move, temp 2 is equal to temp 2 dot next. So this is temp 2, remove this one. Now temp dot next is 1300, so it is not none. Now temp is equal to temp dot next, so temp is moving from this to this. Temp 2 is equal to temp 2 dot next, so temp 2 is moving from this position to this position, remove this one. Similarly, now observe temp dot next is 1400, this is next, temp dot next is 1400, so it is not none. Now temp is equal to temp dot next, temp is moving to the temp dot next, temp dot next is 1400, so 1400 is here. So now temp is refers to this node. Temp 2 is equal to temp 2 dot next, temp 2 dot next is 1300, so 1300 is here, so now it is temp 2, so remove this one. Now verify temp dot next, this one is next, is none. If it is not none, execute these two steps, otherwise break the loop. So it is come out from the loop. Now observe these two variables, I want to remove this one. So for that what we will do is, here temp 2 dot next is none, you simply write here temp 2 dot next is equal to none. So what this one is none, so remove this link, one link is removed, 1400. Similarly observe temp dot previous is 1300, temp dot previous, this field is previous, so that is 1300. So now temp dot previous is equal to place none, none. Now this link is also removed. So now this node is deleted. Okay. Now the third one is deletion at a specific position. Specific position. So now I will remove all these steps. I am going to use, first of all important is position. Okay. Which element you want to delete? Suppose say 3. Again I will use the two variables help, that is temp comma temp2, same. Okay, initially, first starting from this one, if it is this one is my temp, this one is temp 2. So for that what we will do is write a self dot head dot next is 1100. So 1100 is temp. So I will here I am write temp is equal to self dot head dot next. Temp 2 is equal to directly which is self dot head. So you will write self dot head. Now these two variables referred to these two nodes. After writing these two instructions, temp is equal to self dot head dot next, that is nothing but 1100. So that 1100 pointed by this temp variable. Similarly, temp 2 directly self dot head, it refers self dot head. So this node is temp 2. So by using the for loop, again I am going to move these two variables to desired position. So for that, for I in range of 1 comma position minus 1, 1 comma position minus 1. So if it is moves, what is the position is here 3. So here range is range of 1 comma 2. So what is I value? I is equal to starting from 1. 1 is less than 2. True. If it is true, you will move this temp to the next node. So for that, temp is equal to temp dot next. Temp is equal to temp dot next. Temp 2 is equal to temp 2 is equal to temp 2 dot next. Temp 2 is equal to temp 2 dot next. So remove this temp 2, it will move here, here temp. Okay. Now I is equal to 2, 2 less than 2, false. Now exit from the for loop. What we will do is, I am going to remove this third element. I am going to remove this third one. So if you observe, now I am going to remove this one. I will create the link from this node to this node and this node to this node. How to create? Simply temp2 dot next is, see right outside of the for loop here. Temp2 dot next is equal to, what is this one? I am going to store this 1300 here. So for that I am going to remove this 1200. I am write this 1300 here, not 1200, 1300, because this will be deleted. But what is this 1300? This 1300 is nothing but temp2 dot next. So you just write temp dot next. That's it. So this link is removed. One link is created like this. One link is created like this. Next step. Here temp dot next dot previous. What is this one? So here temp dot next dot previous is equal to temp 2, because this previous have the address of this node. I am going to delete this node 1200. So now I want to place this 1100 here. For that, remove this 1200. So remove this link. I am going to write this 1100 here. What is this 1100? It is very simple. So what is this one? This node is nothing but temp dot next. So temp dot next. This node is temp dot next. Temp dot next is 1300. This node is 1300. So this node is temp dot next. Temp dot next. This node is, because temp dot next is 1300. Okay, this is the next field. So temp dot next is 1300. In this, the previous is 1100. So temp dot next dot previous is equal to 1100. 1100 is temp 2. So you would write here temp 2. Now one more link is created like this, 1100. Now you will remove this one, because already there is two links, here one red link and here one red link. How to remove those red links? Simple. Temp dot previous is equal to none. Temp dot previous is equal to none. So remove this one, place none. Automatically this link is removed. Coming to that, temp dot next is none. So simply write temp dot next is equal to none. So here you will remove this one and this link, just write none. Now I am going to implement in Python. Same, I will write as it is steps in the Python. Just function name, these steps. Okay, side by side. Just observe. Here I am going to create one more function. First, run this one. Observe. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay. If it is one more node is extra, no issue. Okay. Yeah. Define function delete underscore beginning, bracket in brackets, self. Okay. Enter. Temp is equal to self dot head. Just observe these lines. I already explained. Okay. Now self dot head is equal to temp dot next. Temp dot next is equal to none. Self dot head dot previous is equal to none. If you want to verify it, just Control C, copy this one here, DLL dot Control V. That's it. Run. See, first node deleted 10. Okay, I will put hash. Okay, if it is, check once again, 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay, now same lines, deletion at end. define delete underscore end self. Same lines I will write. Okay, temp is equal to self dot head dot next. Temp2 is equal to self dot head, while temp dot next is not none. Then temp is equal to temp dot next, temp2 is equal to temp2 dot next. Outside of the while loop, right? Temp2 dot next is equal to none. Similarly, temp dot previous is equal to none. That's it. Check it. Control C. DLL dot control run 50 is deleted. Yeah. Okay. So last node is deleted here. Okay. Now, if you run it again, you will see that 50. Yes. Okay. Close. Next, last, define delete underscore position in bracket self comma data must and should, because we will give the position, so not data, position. Enter. Okay, same steps. I will write the same steps here. Temp is equal to self dot head dot next. Temp2 is equal to self dot head. While for loop, for I in range of 1 comma position minus 1. So again copy these two steps. Control, control. Okay, and outside of the for loop you will write temp2 dot next is equal to temp dot next. Temp dot next dot previous is equal to temp2. Observe these lines. Okay, temp2 dot previous is equal to none, temp dot next is equal to none. Okay, now copy this one here, dll dot control V, give position. I want to remove the third one. Okay, first verify it, run. Okay, now remove this one position. Now run. Observe the node 30 is deleted here. So in this way you will implement your Python program. Okay, so with this I will stop this session. In the next video I will explain the circular linked list, all the operations. Okay, thank you.